Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Steve's here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am going to be reviewing The Departed. So, The Departed is a remake of the 2002 Hong Kong crime thriller movie Infernal Affairs, which I have seen. I'll mention it in a bit. And it's directed by Martin Scorsese, and it stars Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Vera Farmiga, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Anthony Anderson, Alec Baldwin, etc. And so basically, that Departed it tells a story. Well, a little hard to explain, but I'll try my best. So basically, it tells the story of this South Boston police force is on war against the Irish American organized crime, and so this undercover cop named Billy Costigan, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who was just released by prison, is assigned to infiltrate the mob syndicate, which is being run by this criminal mastermind, Frank Costello, and um, and then we also got Colin Sullivan, played by Matt Damon, who is um, a young criminal who has infiltrated the police as an informer. Is it is pretty much resting in a position in the special investigation unit, and so yeah, the both sides of the police are there's two sides of the police that are against each other, and they're both um, constantly getting information about the plans and counter plans of the operations. But one day they discovered that there was a mole in the organization, and also the police, and so Billy and Colin are apparently suspects of the mob, and so they must race against time to uncover the identity of who the mole is, and identify, well, who the mole, or should I say rat is. That part is, so yeah, once again I'm reviewing another Martin Scorsese movie leading up to Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is actually now out in my country, and I'm gonna be seeing it on Friday. But two more Martin Scorsese movies to go before I review Killers of the Flower Moon. But yeah, the part that this is next. And again, one of my favorite, one of Martin Scorsese's best films, no doubt about that. Now talking about the original film that this is based on, Infernal Affairs. A fun fact: I actually saw Infernal Affairs first before Departed. I know most people would see The Departed first, and then they check out the original Infernal Affairs. Now, Infernal Affairs is very underrated. I actually love Infernal Affairs, and it's in my top 10 favorite movies of 2002 list. It's such an excellent, clever, brilliant, and fast-paced crime drama. And as a Hong Kong citizen myself, well, I'm still from the Philippines, but I'm actually a Hong Kong resident too. Yeah, this movie just freaking rules. I just love seeing Hong Kong, what it was like back then in the late 90s. I assume that's when that movie was filmed, or the early 2000s, and also the characters are all really good. Is particularly the guy who played by the same actor who played Wen Wu from Shang-Chi. Yeah, he was in that film. And yeah, I was shown to this film by I was shown by my family, and then my brother told me about The Departed, a movie that Martin Scorsese remade. I've always heard of The Departed, but I never knew that Martin Scorsese that is actually a remake of Infernal Affairs. So yeah, I immediately checked out The Departed after, and yeah, The Departed is a mind blowing movie. This is a movie that won Best Picture at the Oscars. Back in back in Oscars 2007, which was well deserved, and one of the more different Best Picture winners that shows that it doesn't have to be a drama or indie film to win Best Pictures. And yes, I'm actually glad that films like this got to win Best Picture because it's more than well deserved. But as for my personal thoughts on The Departed, I gotta say this movie is a masterpiece. It deserves all the praise it gets. It's all the praise it gets. And oh yeah, also not to mention, this is a movie that warranted a Best Director win for Martin Scorsese, which is well deserved because Martin Scorsese is such a brilliant filmmaker. Yeah, such an amazing filmmaker. I'll talk more about Martin Scorsese in my Kiss of the Flower Moon review, my initial thoughts on it, and yeah, this is probably the most ambitious movie that Martin Scorsese has ever made yet. And you can clearly see the ambition behind it. It's actually a remake of a Hong Kong blockbuster, and this is also a blockbuster in some ways. Now, some may view this as indie films. This is Martin Scorsese, and he's known more for his indie films, while still being entertaining. But this one feels very ambitious, very much like a blockbuster, and it just works so well, being a blockbuster. Because yeah, this movie is a blast. Like, it's hard for me to imagine anyone getting bored with this movie, especially when this is one of the shorter Martin Scorsese movies with only 2 hours and 31 minutes. Martin Scorsese is mostly known for his long 3 hour movies, so having this being shorter movie actually makes it even more fun with not a single draggy scene right there. But throughout the movie, this whole movie is just an adrenaline rush from start to finish. Not a single scene bore me. Every single scene in this movie is just put to perfection. And yeah, out of all Martin Scorsese movies, I think this one has the best writing out of all of them. Just a brilliant mole versus cop storyline. And them trying to identify a mole. It's actually brilliant, clever, and complicated. This is one of the most complicated stories I have ever heard. And I mean, like, in a Nolan way, where it is confusing. Because the audience should pay attention. Yeah, this feels like a story that you would expect in a Martin Scorsese movie. In a few ways, it's also kind of like an underrated gem from Nolan, Insomnia, which I think is underrated. It's almost like that in some ways. The only difference is that in Insomnia you already know that who the villain is, but in this one it's hard to find out. Even though yes, the villain is kind of clear from the start, but then again there are other twist villains. There's a twist villain lurking here because this movie is just full of twists and turns. The twist is also one reason as to why this movie is amazing. Because yeah, there is so much twist in this movie. Twist in this movie that really gets you shocked and there's also a lot of suspense as well here. Because considering that no one is to be trusted, there are some characters who you actually root for to get away, root for to actually win, but then turns out that the character you root for might is not who you think it is, and so so that character, you're gonna be like, okay, that character should die, as something like that. You want that character to die when you find out that he's actually not the character who you were rooting for, and that is just so clever. So well. And what else is there to say? Oh yeah, and the casting. Like, now, yeah, people say that this movie has one of the greatest cast ensembles ever. I'm not sure if I would go that far. by calling one of the best. I think there are better cast ensembles, in my opinion, like the MCU, the Harry Potter franchise, Knives Out. Knives Out. I mean, there's like so many others, so many other like great cast ensembles. I can't think of like everything on the top of my head, but yeah, I think the MCU has the best cast ensemble. Like, oh yeah, I know. Also, if you count TV shows, Stranger Things should also be in the conversation for the best cast ensemble. But I think the MCU takes the cake for the best cast ensemble. But the cast in The Departed is amazing. Yeah, just simply put, amazing. Like um, now, yeah, even like out of all of the big cast, it kind of sucks that only one of them got best got a best actor or should I say supporting actor nomination, and that is Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Mark Wahlberg. I think this is his best role in my opinion. This movie is his best role to me. But really, Oscars? Really? You think Mark Wahlberg, out of all actors, is the only one to get the best supporting actor nomination in the Oscars? Really, now, yes, again, I love Mark Wahlberg, but I mean, if he were to get an Oscar nomination, which I think is okay, I think there could have been other actors in this movie who should have gotten a best actor or actress or supporting a nomination. I think Jack Nicholson. My God, Jack Nicholson gave an Oscar-worthy performance in this movie. And I think Jack Nicholson gave the best performance in this movie as Frank Costello, who was the main character as well as the villain of the movie. Well, technically, there are multiple main characters based on your interpretation. Jack Nicholson is just first in the list, which is why I mentioned him first in the cast. But it actually depends on how you interpret this movie. And that's actually one thing I love about the story is that you get to interpret different things, like different ideas. Some may have different interpretations on who the villain is and who the protagonist is. It's all there. But Jack Nicholson is probably in the center of the story. Despite Frank Costello being clearly the main antagonist, there are other antagonists you can probably identify. Oh, is he an antagonist or not? To me personally, I think the main character of the movie is Billy Costigan Jr., played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and Colin Sullivan is kind of the twist villain slash side antagonist who works with Frank Costello. Although I don't think anyone would have expected that he would be the mole, the mole in the mole, the mole. Yeah, I don't think anyone would have said that. And and also I love that Alec Baldwin is in this one too. And yes, talking about all the performances. Yeah, I already mentioned Mark Wahlberg is his best performance, but not as Oscar worthy as some of the other actors. Jack Nicholson, I mean the same guy who played who was in The Shining and even Joker in the Batman. I think this might be my favorite Jack Nicholson performance to me. Yes, even over Joker and or who was Jack The Shining. Jack Torrance from The Shining. Yeah, this is my personal favorite role from him. Yeah, and his best performance. Not only should he, and he was completely robbed of an Oscars. How dare you, Oscars rob him? Probably one of the worst decisions to snub him. Not only is Frank his best performance. Sorry, I got lost. But not only should have Jack Nicholson gotten a Best Actor nomination, but he should have won that award. That he's actually worthy of a Best Actor winner. He has his very terrifying, creepy look. He actually kind of acts like a Joker in some ways, which makes sense with the context of the film. You see him have this Joker and Jack face on. Like, he's literally a combination of Jack and the Joker combined into one, and you basically get Frank Costello. And yes, I think he is the best stand of the movie. Well, technically, actually, it's a tie between my favorite character in this movie is actually a tie between two characters in the movie. Yeah. Also, yeah. Let's talk about Vera Farming as a character, Doctor Madeline. Madeline, who is the probably the only female character to appear on here, and yeah, Vera Farmiga is such an amazing actress. Such an amazing actress with especially with this the Conjuring movies, especially Hawkeye, and yeah, I absolutely love Vera in this one. I think Dr. Madeline is such an underrated director, and yes, both Frank and Madeline are tied as my favorite characters in this movie. Although if I had to pick one, I'd say Frank because of how good of a performance Jack Nicholson gave in this one. And comparing Vera Farmiga in this movie to her other roles, I would say that this is her. I would say that this and Eleanor Bishop are both tied as my favorite Vera Farmiga roles. Yes, and yes, I prefer her in this movie over The Conjuring. Although if I were to choose one between the two of my favorite, absolute favorite Vera Farmiga roles, I would probably say Eleanor Bishop from Hawkeye, just because of how much of a Hawkeye fanboy I am. Hawkeye is my favorite MCU content ever, and I would say that, and her character is actually in my top five favorite Hawkeye characters. Although I put her below Kate Bishop, Hawkeye himself, and Hawkeye himself. And actually, yeah, she's in my top three favorite Hawkeye characters, actually. So yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio, what an amazing performance he gave. Now I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio roles. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the greatest actors of all time. Period. I mean, there are better roles that he did that there are better roles he starred in than in The Departed, Calm from Inception. Inception, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Titanic, and most certainly The Wolf of Wall Street, which to me is his best performance, no competition. And then you got Matt Damon, who is an amazing actor. He was recently in Oppenheimer. In Oppenheimer. I would personally say that Oppenheimer is his best role to me. But then you got films like Interstellar, Good Will Hunting, The Martian, Saving Private Ryan, Ford versus Ferrari, Air, The Last Duel, True Grit, so many amazing roles, Contagion, the Bourne franchise, like so many others. Yeah, Matt Damon is probably one of the best actors on this list. And Colin is probably my second favorite character in this movie. Second only behind Frank and Madeline. Madeline, oh yeah. And also Alec Baldwin. I would say that this and his performance in Rogue Nation and Fallout are tied as Alec Baldwin's best performance, and certainly better than his role as a boss baby. Blah, blah, yeah. How can someone from this movie play a role as bad as the boss baby? I don't know. I don't know why. Oh yeah, And yeah, and in terms of how well made this movie is, yeah, this movie is just well made. Martin Scorsese's directing is outstanding. The cinematography is outstanding. The way it actually captures the original Infernal Affairs is just very, it's just very remarkable. Oh yeah, and the ending. Oh my goodness, yeah. The ending is probably the third act is probably one of the most electrifying third acts of any non-action movie I've ever seen. So basically, you got probably my favorite scene in the entire film. The scene when Billy confronts Colin on a roof of a building. Like Colin comes up to the roof, opens the door, and then Billy just runs up to him. It's like, freeze! You're under arrest for being the mole and erasing my identity. Because Colin literally erased Billy's identity, and we get this huge fight between them. Not like fight like what you expect in an action movie, but just like more of just shouting and stuff. And then one of the cops would come and be like, would tell Billy to get his hands off of Colin because he is in Colin's side right there. Colin's side right there, and then and then they both go down. And in that one scene, so many characters get killed off. Billy dies in that scene. So basically, like when the second the elevator opens, Billy is instantly shot. I didn't expect Billy to die earlier on, though it's not really surprised that he dies because a lot of characters dies. Frank dies before even that moment I just mentioned happens, and then and then and then there's Billy is being shot by this guy who by this guy who apparently says that he's gonna be Colin's new bodyguard. This bodyguard, quote, also shoots that confronted Billy when he got down, even though he was way behind Billy and Colin. And then Colin shoots his own bodyguard, and so everyone except for Colin dies in that scene. And then we get this whole funeral scene with funeral scene for Billy and everyone who died in that scene. And then in the end, Billy dies, being shot by Mark Wahlberg's character, Sean Dignam. And yeah, that was intense. So yeah, Mark Wahlberg, and so basically Sean and Manolin are the major characters in this movie to not die. I can't remember if Alec Baldwin's character dies or not. Does he die in the movie? Let me know down below in comments. I guess I can't really seem to remember. So overall, The Departed is such a brilliant masterpiece of a movie. This movie is incredible, and is a worthy Best Picture winner. It's not my favorite Martin Scorsese movie, nor my favorite movie of 2006. I would personally put The Wolf of Wall Street and Hugo above The Departed. The Departed, and I will say that this is my second favorite movie of 2006. Second only behind Casino Royale. I get why most people would put this as their favorite movie 2006. But to me personally, Casino Royale just takes a cake because I just love Bond, and Casino Royale is just a masterclass of a Bond film. So with that said, I'm gonna give The Departed 5 stars out of 5 masterpiece movie. So yeah, I forgot to mention, out of all the Martin Scorsese movies that won Best Picture, this is the best one. This is my favorite of them all. Yes, I even put this above Goodfellas to me. So also for my review of The Departed, what are your thoughts on The Departed? Would you say this is the best Scorsese movie or not? And what is your favorite movie 2006? Would it be The Departed? Would it be another movie? Or would you agree with me that Casino Royale is the best movie in 2006? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on the favorite most people's favorite Martin Scorsese movie, Goodfellas. even though it may not be my favorite Martin Scorsese movie, is it at least as good as they say it is? Let's find out. So yeah, bye guys.